This is the Valley Today.
While you were sleeping, severe storms moved into North Dakota and specifically through the metro. Some folks are waking up to storms right now, though. However, people in Williston will no doubt have some damage to their cars and property after this fell overnight. Take a look at your screen. That's a baseball at the top of his hand, a hail chunk in the palm. They're the same size. We want to get a check of what you're up against when you head out the door this morning, though, with meteorologist Lisa Green, as she is tracking storms right now on this First Alert Weather Day. Good morning, Lisa.
Good morning. Yes, a severe thunderstorm warning in effect right now for our viewers in the north. Let's take a look right now. Here's Grand Forks at the bottom of your screen, going up I-29 into eastern parts of Pembina County, western parts now of Kitson County included in this, and that's where we're kind of right under the gun, stretching down into the eastern part of Walsh County toward Grafton, and then back over into the Marshall County area. Now we're talking about winds gusting to 70 miles per hour with this storm as it's blasting through. There's also the potential for 1-inch diameter hail. That's quarter-size hail with this as well. And this one moving at a very fast clip, about 65 miles per hour. So be ready for this to head toward you if you're in the path of it. If you're in the warned area, it will be there shortly here as it continues to march eastward. And this one in effect until 6:15 this morning. So it's moving toward Hallock as we speak, right on your doorstep in Drayton. And this area right here I'm looking at could be producing that hail as well, where you see that dark red or that light purple or pinkish color there. That's where we've got the heaviest rainfall and or hail coming down with this storm as of right now. And again, it stretches down right to the Grafton area. Let's track this out. That 65-mile-per-hour speed, it's going to move in quickly for a lot of spots, just a few minutes in Lancaster. The Hallock area, again, right in the path of this one. Carlstead area, closer to maybe 20-25 minutes from now over toward the east, and eventually pushing into the Roseau County area and the city of Roseau. You may be dealing with some of this activity in less than an hour. So lots of lightning associated with this. And again, it's that wind that's going to be our greatest threat, with a couple of pockets of hail. We have had reports up to 70 miles per hour with this one. Another cell trying to get going along Highway 59, and that's in Marshall County, a little bit into the Thief River Falls area, and then back over toward Bemidji. Just a couple of sprinkles too there. So overall, it's been kind of winding down since last night in most areas. It's that one storm that I'm tracking that's going to be the strongest. But once this moves on, eventually it'll weaken as it moves eastward and it'll start to lift northward. But even after this moves on, we'll still have chances for some thunder later today. The overall low with this system will start moving in, and that will trigger more thunderstorms, some of them severe this afternoon, maybe even early afternoon and into this evening. So we'll need to watch out for that. For Fargo, we're a little farther south than those areas up north, so we'll keep things pretty quiet precipitation-wise. Temperatures will be warm. It's going to be muggy, not nearly as hot or intense as yesterday, but it's the rain and thunder we're watching out for, and some wind too. A lot going on. We'll have winds above 20 miles per hour for your steady speeds, and gusts even higher today. So be ready for an active weather day.
All right, that's for sure, Lisa. Thank you. 6:04 now, armed and dangerous. Police in northern Minnesota are looking for a missing man who experienced a mental health crisis and is believed to have left home with a gun. The Beltrami County Sheriff's Office says 21-year-old Logan Roy is a vulnerable adult who left home Sunday night and later sent family text messages saying that he might harm himself. He also indicated that he would provoke law enforcement into taking his life. Family members say at least one loaded handgun is missing from their home. Take a look at your screen. That's Roy. He's about 5'10", 275 pounds. He recently bleached his blonde hair. Police say do not approach him. Call 911. Fargo police want your help finding 16-year-old Tobias Walker, who was last seen by family members at his home in Fargo almost a month ago now on June 28th. Anyone with information about Tobias should contact Fargo police or your local law enforcement. The Minnesota Department of Transportation is making some changes after the deaths of 3 people in a crash on I-94 in Moorhead near a construction zone. The DOT is putting in new concrete barriers in the construction zone to make it safer.
We want to take these special precautions and try to make that work zone even safer and protect our workers and the contractor out on the highway. And that's why we are installing the concrete Jersey barrier out there to open up two lanes heading westbound.
It could take until next week for those guardrails to be put in. The State Patrol is now identifying the victims of Friday's deadly crash along the interstate as 63-year-old Linda Carell and 65-year-old Robert Carell, both of Ham Lake, Minnesota, and 89-year-old Shirley Gatsky of Blaine. They were in an SUV on the interstate in Moorhead, stopped behind one semi when another semi pushed their car into the semi in front of them. A 17-year-old girl from Arizona is dead after an ATV crash in Nelson County. The North Dakota Highway Patrol says that she was driving early Monday morning in Talna when she lost control of the vehicle and then rolled several times. Troopers say that victim was not wearing a helmet. A Texas man is in the Cass County Jail accused of crashing into a car while being chased by police. 32-year-old Matthew Garcia was arrested Friday night after reports of reckless driving in the Red River Valley Fair parking lot. Officers tried pulling him over, but they say he took off and then ended up hitting a vehicle with a child inside. That car was heavily damaged and then started on fire. Deputies used extinguishers to snuff the flames. Police say Garcia took off running but was then arrested a few blocks away. Former Minneapolis police officer Thomas Lane will be sentenced on Thursday morning on federal civil rights violations in George Floyd's death. In February, Lane and two other former officers, J. Alexander King and To Tao, were found guilty of depriving Floyd of his constitutional rights to be free from a police officer's deliberate indifference to his serious medical needs. Floyd was restrained by former officer Derek Chauvin, who is now doing time for Floyd's murder. Lane has also pleaded guilty to state charges of aiding and abetting manslaughter, but he has not been sentenced in that case. King and Tao are still awaiting their state trials. They've been postponed until January of 2023. Inflation has now affected everything from gas to food, and one food bank is now seeing the impact that it's having. The Valley Today's Jillian Trudeau has a look this morning at the need for donations at the Great Plains Food Bank. She joins us live. Good morning, Jillian.
Good morning, Jordan. Yes, I'm here at the Great Plains Food Bank where they're running into obstacles with keeping food on their shelves. Here with me today is Jared Slindy, the communications manager for the Great Plains Food Bank. So what factors are going into these empty shelves?
Well, I think maybe the biggest thing is there's a higher demand on the food industry, and therefore they're going to have less to donate. That's primarily where we're going to get the bulk of our food from that we're going to distribute to those in need. So inflation is going to play a role as well. So I think, probably the biggest thing, it's a fairly critical time for us. You look around, these shelves are a little bit more bare than they were a few months ago. So it's really certainly time that the public can help, and really time we need to be innovative to find ways to get more and more food in here.
Yeah, absolutely. And so the Great Plains Food Bank is the only food bank in North Dakota. What's the difference between a food pantry and a food bank?
Yeah, well, we are the only food bank in North Dakota serving the entire state in Clay County, and we work with more than 200 partner food pantries throughout our region, throughout our area. And we work through food recovery, picking up food from those that have the means to give, and we supply a network of food pantries. In a lot of cases, up to 90% of the food that they're going to distribute is going to come through this warehouse in our Bismarck Regional Service Center as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's a press conference tonight to talk about the projections and the challenges that the food bank is facing. Why is it important to talk about this?
Yeah, we'll have some discussion a little later on today, just to kind of making some projections as we move into a new fiscal year about what we're seeing, a little bit less food coming into our facility and what that's going to mean, and talk a little bit about how the public can help as well. So it's certainly a critical time, and there's a lot of people that rely on our services, so it's important to have the conversation.
Right, absolutely. Well, thank you, Jared, for meeting with me this morning.
Jillian Trudeau reporting live at the Great Plains Food Bank in Fargo. Thank you. Still ahead on this Tuesday morning, medical technology gets a boost from artificial intelligence, and the winner, mothers-to-be. But next, Elisa Green is in this morning as she is tracking some storms that are moving through the northern part of the valley right now.